18 crown 6. 18 total atoms, 6 of which are oxygens. Looking at the kind of the orientation of this thing, in the middle of this ring, we have the 6 oxygens pointing inside. So there's significant partial negative charge in the inside of this ring. The outside of this ring is very hydrocarbonish. So what this guy is capable of doing is, since the outside is very hydrocarbonish, it will be soluble in non-polar solvents. But this particular crown ether, the size of it is such that a potassium ion fits inside this thing real nice. All nice and snug. With all those partially electronegative oxygens in there, he's held on fairly well. So, if we have a solution say we have a non-polar solvent down here, we have a polar solvent up here. Say we have, oh, I don't know, some alkyl halide in solution down here in the non-polar solvent. And let's say we want to react it with cyanide ions. Nucleophilic substitution with cyanide. So we add potassium cyanide. Where is it going to dissolve? It's going to be in the polar solution. So our potassium ions and our cyanide ions are going to be up here in the polar solution. They're not going to want to dissolve in a non-polar solvent. So we've got our alkyl halide, we've got our nucleophile, but they're not together. We can add 18 crown 6. Shake it all up. Potassium ions will enter the cavity in the crown ether. The external part of this is nonpolar, so it'll dissolve in the nonpolar solvent. Now, it's not really the potassium ions that we want, but as a bunch of potassium ions come down here, they're bringing positive charge with them. So the non-polar solvent develops a meaningful positive charge, and that electrically attracts the cyanide ions into that solution. So it's a way of yanking the cyanide ions into a non-polar solvent where normally they wouldn't want to go, but build up enough positive charge and they can be electrically drawn into there. Does that make sense? You know, it's sort of a Trojan horse kind of thing. The non-polar solvent says, ooh, look at all these hydrocarbons. They welcome it in and sneaking the potassium ion into a non-polar solution, which then electrically attracts the cyanide ion in. Okay, 18 crown 6. 15 crown 5. Is also a commonly used crown ether. Who do you think fits in there? Sodium ions. Que bueno. This is the right size for a sodium ion to sneak in. So using 15 crown 5, you can get a sodium salt to go into a non-polar solvent. Again, it fakes out the non-polar solvent because the external part of it is non-polar. Sodium ion sneaks in, and then that electrically attracts the anionic half. I don't want to leave you with the impression that crown ethers are the only sort of phase transfer catalyst available, but they're a very famous one. Coolio? Well, alrighty then. Teddy's ready to move on. Which means what? Among other things. Needs a good quiz tomorrow.
Oh, it's not that bad.
I know you guys are all